All right, everybody, welcome to our weekly training. We have a special guest tonight, Brittany Cromwell. She is a presidential diamond, and I'm going to let her share her story. But you guys, this girl is pretty inspirational, and she's got some fire, I know for sure. So I'm excited. Go ahead, Brittany, take it over. Tell us a little bit about you, your story, what you were doing before it works, kind of what got you into this business.
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay. So I'm Brittany and I'm a presidential diamond. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, specifically Huntersville, which is just like 20 minutes outside of the city. And I am 25 years old. So I kind of stumbled upon this business. My enroller, Katie Bevington, my best friend, she and I were not friends in high school, like total opposites. And we were 2 years apart. So, when she and I connected, I was at a point in my life where I was just struggling to pay bills. I was a 20-year-old mom. I was on food stamps, Medicaid. I was just depressed. I never saw my life being the way it was when I'm on Facebook and Instagram seeing people that I went to school with like graduate and go to school. And I'm like over here without a dollar to my name and a kid and going to a job I hated. And like, I wanted to enjoy the job I did. I wanted to enjoy being a mom, and it felt like the opposite because I was just always away from her. I was always struggling. I was always, just finding myself in a spot where I was like, why am I here? And like, how did this come? So I dropped out of college. That's kind of what started the whole thing. And we fell in love and we had her, and we just basically did what we could to pay the bills. And we were working in Myrtle Beach. We lived there for a little bit. I don't know how many of you guys travel to Myrtle Beach. So it's a very touristy area. So you go and you work for the summer, and then you lose your job in the winter. And that's why you work 3 jobs in the summer. So we were working opposite schedules, and we never saw each other. We had no family time. And if we did, it just consisted going to the beach and not even eating out because the only way we could eat was from our food stamp card. So that's just how life was. And it wasn't until, like I said, Katie messaged me to try the wraps. I was, I've always been a heavier girl. I was always like 180. But after I had Adeline, I was like 250. Like it was bad, and that was out of my comfort zone. I didn't feel cute. I didn't feel sexy. Like I lost me. I lost my style. I lost my personality, my spark, just the charisma I had about myself. And I felt like, I don't want to say I had postpartum depression, but I literally felt like I wasn't Brittany anymore. And so because of that, I wanted to try the wrap so bad. Like I didn't do any research. I was just kind of like, dang, if I had the money, I would buy that right now. There's too many before and after pictures, like for it not to work. So when we were talking about that, and what's really important is Katie and I, like we said, we didn't get along in high school. We didn't really click with the same people. But she built a relationship with me first. She reconnected with me first. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have tuned her out completely. So it was within like a 5-day time span that she built a relationship with me. Again, we reconnected. We both have girls. They're like 2 or 3 months apart, same ages. And then she brought up the products. And that's when I was like, yes, I'm in, but I couldn't afford it. Go figure. And so then she hit me with a question that changed my life, which was, do you want to use products and make some money? So I researched it. I saw every bad thing, every good thing. And that's what I tell people now today. I'm like, listen, you're going to see reviews out there of people who say it doesn't work or it was a waste of their time. But I focused on all the ones that said it was worth it. And it was amazing. And people were changing their lives. And I was like, cool, I just need $200. I'm in. Like, I can do that. Like, if someone else can, I can. And that's the mentality you have to have. Like, I was literally at the point where I was like, I know who I am, Brittany. I'm the girl that sets her mind to something and does it and doesn't listen to anybody. So that's why I didn't ask Michael. I did it on my own. I don't need permission from anybody, right? That's the kind of person that I am. And I got started 2 days after. I never heard of It Works before. She approached me about the wraps. And that's when I took off. And I went executive in like 3 months, I think. And we were able to make that extra $80 for our first paycheck. And then it was an extra $200. And I chilled. I was so cool with that. We had like a little extra money so I didn't have to go to Coinstar every week to cash my coins that I was finding to put gas in my tank to get to work. Like literally, I could actually fill my tank to like 15. Like I used to drive home and it'd be like, okay, $5. I think I could put in 6 today. I think I could put in 7 because I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough money to pay my bills. So that was something I just can't even believe nowadays, like with the kind of money that we're making, that I lived that way 4 years ago. It's mind blowing. But it wasn't until I picked my daughter up from daycare that my real reason why I was meant to do this business that I didn't know at the time came about. And it's, I missed her first words and somebody else got to hear them. And I remember driving home that day and I was just crying. I was so upset. I felt like a failure. Like I was just like, I hate everything right now. I hate everything. And that's the day that I flipped through the Rap magazine. I don't know how many of you guys have been in that long, but they used to come in your starter kits. And I just got chills. Oh my God. So I literally read that magazine and I was like, Mama's coming home. And that was the decision day that I decided, okay, this is it. I'm going to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. So it wasn't really until that moment that I started pushing. So I want to encourage the person today who maybe doesn't know what their why is or isn't sure why they aren't giving their all in this business right now. Think of like the worst thing happening right now. And what do you have in your bank account to solve that? Like that right there should be enough money, enough motivation to be like, okay, if that happens tomorrow, I got to get to work tonight. And I wish I had that in the beginning. I was Katie's second distributor, and I stuck here through it all. So we didn't have that coach, that upline. Like we were watching Jay Hooper videos. We were on YouTube watching like anyone, learning it, developing it. And I didn't have that person saying, hey, go, this is your time. I believe in you. Hit this goal by the end of the month. I didn't do that until I had this situation arise. And so that's my advice for you is think of that situation happening tomorrow, and that's going to determine how late you're going to stay up tonight and every night moving forward, because you want to be prepared. You know, maybe your why isn't right now, but it could be tomorrow. What are you doing now to prepare for that? So, yeah, I went ahead and I tripled my full-time income. It took me 9 months to go Ruby. And the same month I went Ruby, I went Emeralds, and that was leaving conference. So if you're not going to green carpet, I still advise you to just get there, to be surrounded with people, the energy, the environment, the people, like, and I've heard there may be a place you can watch it. So, you know, and even if like you just want to go with a group of 5 other girls, rent a house together, watch it together. They're going to live stream it. Like, just get there. Because if I wasn't at conference and, you know, spent money that I didn't have and shared a room with a bunch of girls and, you know, slept in the backseat of a car at 4 a.m., like cramped next to a suitcase and drove 13 hours, I may not have promoted like I did. You know what I mean? Just being there was what changed my life. And the next month I went diamond. So it wasn't really until like 6 months in that I started pushing. And that's when I went ruby, emerald, diamond. And we've been able to currently earn over, I think, $110,000 in bonuses now. I don't know. I've lost count. You know, we went from living in an apartment to buying a home. And in between there, we rented a home too. But here we are. And last year, this month, we were able to buy a 6-bedroom home. We canceled our lease early because we had the money to do that. We've been able to bring Michael home from his full-time job at Wells Fargo. Yes, I said Wells Fargo. It was a cubicle job. It was the worst job in the world. He hated it. And the fact that we can bring him home from that and be here every single day with our daughters and wake up every single morning with kisses and not have to worry about, you know, how much we're spending or, you know, are we going to pay our bills on time? We actually live life on our terms now, and it's the best feeling in the world. And we've cut our food stamp card in half. We've, you know, been able to get off of WIC and like, just, I can't even explain, like we've gone from the broke of the broke to living better than most people in their 50s that live around me. So I'm 25 And I'm setting a legacy up for my kids, for my family, for my grandkids, and so many more generations to come. And I'm going to teach my children much differently than how my parents taught me. My parents taught me go to work and get paid and slave, and, you got to put in the work, and, money is bad. It's not. All that is BS. It's not. We were here in this business for a reason. I believe it's to live our best lives. And I think every single person in this business is here because he has a plan for you. And whether it's to just bring in one other person and change their life or to change yours, you're here for a reason, and you might as well change your life in the process. So, yeah.
Oh, girl, I love it. Okay, so how long have you been in the business now?
4 years, May 19th.
So
just this month was 4 years. Yeah, and it took me 3.5 years to go presidential.
How's it feel?
It feels amazing, but I'm already sick of it, and I'm ready to be ambassador. I'm thinking about Diamond 2.0 already.
Oh my gosh, good for you. Yeah, it took me almost 3 years to go from pres to ambassador, so don't do that. Okay, cool. Well, a couple things that you said definitely resonated with me. I mean, the first year of my business, I didn't do anything. I had one foot in and one foot out. I didn't decide anything. It took me 14 months to go Ruby, and you said it took you 9 months to go Ruby. Mm-hmm. But you guys, we're still here. And so for those watching, if you're just in a month or two, and you're not feeling like you're doing well, you just got to keep going. And so I love that so much. Most people who make it to the top, honestly, they didn't promote fast at all. They just kept going. And I love that so much. Okay, so let's switch gears. I'm going to ask you a few questions. So throughout your journey to presidential, did you have some hurdles you had to overcome or setbacks in your business? And how did you work through those?
Oh, a lot. So I've been through everything. Like, I can't work this business because I'm neglecting my kids, or I can't work this business because it's interfering with my family, or, just going through the simple thing of signing a distributor you think is going to do amazing and then they quit. Like, I've been through everything. So I don't know what specifically you want to hear, but I think the worst thing that I've been through was losing my rank. And I feel like that needs to be talked about. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it a lot because they don't want people on their team to feel like they may lose their rank too. But I believe that, no matter where you are now or next month, like, that doesn't determine what your long-term goal is. Like, if you're still focused on hitting the long-term goal always, whether you have a setback or not, it doesn't matter, because you're going to get to the end of the race eventually, whatever your goal is. So, I just want to talk about it, if that's cool with you, because I feel like a lot of people experience that and they're super embarrassed. And that was somebody that I didn't tell my team. I actually denied it. And I was like, I've never lost my rank. I've never lost my rank. And it was when I went double that I forced it. I forced double to happen with a girl who didn't care. And so my major leg is my fiance. And so everyone else, I was just taught, build, just go, just fill in the boxes. You got this. It's, I guess it's not something that someone taught me, but it's what I knew I wanted to do to hit that rank. But I then the next month after actually demoted back to diamond, and I was stuck there and stuck there and stuck there and stuck there. And that was the worst feeling in the world, because I then realized that I built someone who didn't care. And then I felt like I wasn't a good leader because I was telling everyone else to promote, but I was a diamond all of a sudden. And actually that was the best blessing that could have happened, just because if it wasn't going through all of that, I wouldn't have truly understood that the people that you bring in sometimes aren't your people that you need to be able to hit the next rank. If I didn't go through all that, I wouldn't have been able to look at somebody and have a vision for them. I feel like you have to have a vision in your team before they can have a vision for themselves. Sometimes, not all the times, but don't we wish like that happened all the time, you know? But I then understood like I have to pour into people. I have to train people. I have to spend that time with people because I was just trying to do it all myself. And that was probably the worst part of my business was losing my rank, but it was honestly the best lesson I could have learned. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have been able to erase her from my chart and find somebody that would have helped me go triple like that. And the best advice I got from one of my uplines was, why are you paid as diamond right now, but you're pushing for triple? Like I had promoted to double and I was trying to go to triple just because that's what I was taught was like, hey, go to the next rank, like pull out your chart. The best advice I got was rebuild your double. And then I did. And it was the most painful thing I had to do because I felt like I was just repeating everything I just did. But it was the best thing I could have done because it allowed me to find a runner who went double in 6 months on her own. And that's what sent me to triple. And then because of that lesson, I learned to pour into my team so much more and teaching them. I feel like sometimes we want to just do everything ourselves. We want to make sure loyal customers are coming in, distributors are coming in, and what we're overlooking is the people who really want to work. And that's what I did. And that's what I did now. And that's what I'm still doing. And that's what helped me go to presidential. But everything I've been through in my business, like that's the one thing that I feel like should be talked about because my team makes the same mistake. You know, they do. And I'm not saying push for your rank. I'm saying push for your rank with people that want to push with you. And even if it means an extra month or an extra 2 months, I would rather, looking back, had longevity in my business versus like the feeling of winning right then and there. You know what I mean? Like I would, if I knew what I knew now, I would have waited for that feeling when I like truly earned that double diamond leader. Yeah, I reached double diamond, but I wasn't a double diamond leader because I was just a double diamond. So, yeah, I just, everything that you go through, if you're new on here, just so you know, people hit ranks and they keep their ranks, but some people lose them. And it's truly just because they have more growth to make. It's not because of the business or the products or whatever. It's just the growth you need to make, and make that growth now. Realize the things that you're lacking and become the person that's like, okay, I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them. Like we all have those things that we know we need to work on, but we keep putting it off. Like just do one thing tonight when you get off of this Zoom. Do one thing tonight that you've been dreading doing. For me, I feel like following up is a big stress for me, but I have to force myself to do it because I'm so red. Like I just want to get more potentials, get more. I forget, like I have to follow up and go back. Like it's just little things like that. Get yourself to do that tonight. But if you're new on here and you feel like you're going through something in your business and it's just maybe questioning something in your head, like, is this right for me? Am I good enough for this? Whatever you think, okay? Those things that you're going through right now are so that way when you have this person on your team who's just like you can coach them through it. So if you give up, that person's never going to come into your business and you're never going to be able to help someone like that. Like everything that I went through as a kid, I'm now helping my daughter go through. And it's the same thing here. Like if I would have given up, I wouldn't have had a kid, right? So like, I feel like it's the same thing. You have to understand that things being thrown at you are so that way you can learn from them and help other people. And that's just what I look at now. Like any situation, it could be like the worst thing in the world in my business. Maybe, like God forbid, my double diamond leg quits today. Okay. I'm still going to smile because I know where I'm headed and I know that I'm in charge. And I know that if I found that girl, I can find somebody else that's just meant to be here. So your troubles and everything that you're going through in this business are not to slap you and say, hey, this isn't for you. It's to say, hey, this is for you. Just how you look at it.
Absolutely. I think mentality is so important because you can go, and you guys keep in mind, this is a business and it's going to go up and down. People are going to quit. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. And so just know it's a business and there's going to be things that happen. There's going to be hurdles, and even with life, there's going to be life situations that are going to need more of your time than your business does, but it's okay. And as long as in your mental state that it's going to get better, there's no way to go from here but up. And so,
And let me just add, ever since I've been doing that and really pouring into my team, I've never lost my rank since. And I'm a high paid presidential. And
you are.
that is what you want. Okay. Even if it takes an extra month.
Absolutely. Okay. Let's switch to another question. You're amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I just had one of my girls text me. I think this was made for me. So thank you. All right. So how do you build your business? You do posts, messages, stories. What do you do?
Oh, any way I can build my business is how you should build your business. I feel like you have to do one thing at a time, first of all. I can't stand when people come on and like, I see someone training them and they're like, do your live, do your host to post, do this, do that, do that. If I was a newbie, I'd be like, oh, what did I just get myself into? So I like to take it one step at a time. Once you know how to do Facebook, okay, then go on to the live and then go on to social media. Okay, and then you feel confident, you have some success under your belt, go start talking to people in public. So I like to take it step by step, but honestly, any way that I can work my business, I can now. I do belly to belly only when it's convenient for me. I don't purposely leave my house to go say, hey, I'm going to go sign some customers and get some wrap party scheduled. That's not me. I did this to be at home with my kids, and I think that's totally okay. So you got to decide what's best for you. But you do also have to, push yourself out of your comfort zone. I think that's important if you want to keep your business thriving and making money. There's people that have gone presidential that I personally know, and they said the only way they went ambassador was through expos. And I'm like, okay, that's just because you killed it at expos. Like, you can kill it on whatever platform you want. And I think you should try to utilize everything. And whenever something's working really well for you, stick with that and run with it. But I do Instagram, I do social media. And then, like, for instance, when I'm checking out Target, I will always ask questions to be intentional. To, like, today I was checking out at, where was I? Marshall's with all my Ray Dunn stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that post, but I was standing there for a good 15 minutes while she wrapped it. And I was like, do you like your job? This seems like such a cool place to work. And she said no. And so that's my way in to be able to bring up the business. And I'm just like, oh, girl, I've done retail also. It was not fun. I worked at Victoria's Secret for 2 days and I quit. And now I work from home, thank God. And then right away she says, well, what do you do? And then that's when I say, oh. And then I'm like, I help other people who work part-time jobs be able to, make more money online and be able to, or if I'm talking to a mom, and I'm thinking about what she said so far, I'm also like, oh, I'm able to help moms actually stay at home with their kids and be able to contribute more to the household. Or if I'm talking to, I don't know, that's the only 2 people I've talked to. But like, I do things like that, and then I get them on my social media. But for the most part, I'm doing host to post. I feel like I get most of my business from my stories because I treat it like, have you ever seen Kylie, like My Life, Kylie Jenner, I guess the TV show? Like, I literally vlog everything. I talk about everything. I show everything. And I love the way she does things. And I think that's a really good thing to watch. Actually, Katie recommended this to me. What's the show called? My Life with Kylie or something. It's on Hulu. And if you just watch it, it's like the stupidest stuff, but she makes it so interesting, and it's just like her life. So I just vlog everything. Like, I'm always on Instagram stories, and then I'm always building relationships behind the scenes. I don't full message. I warm message only if I've known that they've liked my photo or viewed my story. They know who I am. So that gives me the green light to go ahead and talk to them about what I do. So that's just really what I do is I post, I practice and teach my team attraction marketing. We focus on really good photos, so that way people kind of just want to know about us. They want to see our life. Pretty photos is, like, I feel like the key. You got to be interesting on social media. And because of that, people just come to me in my inbox, and it's literally that simple. I feel like just posting, I message, I host a post, and I follow up and do stories.
Yeah. I love it. And I want, for those of you who are newer, when she's talking about like vlogging her whole stories and stuff, she's not posting about it works all day, every day. I think a lot of people they feel like that's what they need to do. You know, they start posting all it works and that's it. But it's not. People want to know you're a real person. They want to know your lifestyle, what you're doing, and how the business is helping you without really even saying the business. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, so let's see. Personal testimony on the products. How important is this to you, and how has it helped your business?
So I think if you're not using the products, I feel like you're kind of lying in a way. Like not lying, but I feel like you're saying what they want to hear. And I feel like it's important. Like when I started doing host to post, let me tell you, like that was the hardest thing for me until I decided, okay, time to use the products. I got this bomb before and after picture. I had lost like 15 pounds and I was using that. And if it wasn't for that, I feel like I wouldn't have gone presidential because I was doing so many host to posts that like you got to think about it. If you're talking to somebody that you've never met before, like they don't follow you, they don't even know you. So like that photo is truly what's going to make them sign. You saying this is how it tastes. This is what it did for me. Like you have to have that. And voice texting is everything with host to post for me. And like I could not have results and lie about it or have the same kind of passion or like anything through voice texting. Like it would just kind of be dead. I would just be informing you about the product. I wouldn't be telling you how excited I am and how I feel and all of that. So I think that's definitely like you're not going to be able to give the same vibe off to them as somebody like Stacy who lost a ton of weight on the products. Like she's going to be so much more excited versus you. So I think it is important to have at least 3 products. If you're struggling with money, have 3 products on your auto shipment this month, you know, cut back somewhere else, get those products, make that investment, get an amazing before and after, work with the product so that way you can afford to buy tons of stuff 3 months down the road from now because of the results you're getting this month. Like that's just what I did. And I feel like a lot of people don't see the value in that, but it's so important. And you won't understand until you just do it, the difference that you're going to feel being able to talk to somebody about these products. You're so much more confident. And what you feel is what they're going to feel on the other end. So I think it's very important because it's going to keep your faith alive in this business. It's going to keep you feeling hot, feeling good. And if you don't look good, okay, this is just me. If I don't look good and feel good in my body, I don't function good, which means my business isn't good and everything just doesn't come together. Like there's something behind working out and feeling hot and on top of the world and a real boss babe that's killing it. I get that when I have these products on my hands, in my belly, on my belly, like the rap. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like that is what you want, is that, oh, these products, and it's like you forget sometimes too. It's like you put the wrap on, you take it off. It's like, oh yeah, the wraps do work. And then you're selling wraps all of a sudden. Like that's the power of buying products, you guys.
I was listening to Pam's podcast today, her most recent one, I believe. And she was talking, I'll just quote her. She said, products and facts, they don't sell. Stories sell. So when you're using the products to share your journey and taking people on that journey with you, even though you haven't lost a ton of weight right away, you're telling people how you feel and what you're using or how to use it. You're going live once you get a little comfortable and you're making, you know, the BFF, you know, on live, or you're doing a fat fighter demonstration. But definitely stories sell. And so if you're not using the products and you don't have that journey or any experience or testimony of a product, you'll get somewhere, but you won't get to where you want to be for sure.
Mhm.
Auto ship is the law. My team knows that. I'm sure yours does too.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so let's see. Do you have any tips for maybe a seasoned distributor? So maybe somebody who's been around for a while, if they feel kind of stuck in their business or like at a certain rank.
Okay. So I feel like you're not like a victim at this point. You're a volunteer. Like you're literally volunteering to stay at that rank. If you aren't moving forward, like you are choosing to stay where you are. That's it. It's nothing else. You're looking for this thing that's going to make you work, but it's you. And it's not anybody else, no other factor that's making your business say a halt, like what's the word? Stuck. But like just what you're thinking. So that tells me that you're comfortable. And if you're not comfortable and you're like, Brittany, I'm sick of it, then it's time for you to make a game plan and a new goal. Like I feel like when I get stuck, actually, I don't get stuck. Hold on. When someone gets stuck, okay, let's talk about when I got stuck a couple years ago. Okay, I don't get stuck now. I've got stuck so many times. I know I've gotten so strong to pull myself out of the mud. I feel like when you fall in quicksand or mud, whatever, I do visuals in my head. Like I'm falling in mud and I fall out so many times. I know how to like jump over it now. You know what I mean? So like when I was a when I was a diamond, that's when I really got comfortable. I thought I had it all. And I thought I was like, oh my God, I'm a diamond now. I got it. Like I was so comfortable. I stopped doing what I did to get to diamond. And that's why I sat at diamond. So it was like this feeling of, oh my gosh, I know I should go double, but like I almost didn't know how to do it again, if that makes sense. Like it was kind of like I was now trying to think of everything else I could do to almost like avoid doing it. I don't even know. But what I had to do was I had to ask myself in that moment, like, am I cool with where I am, like right now for the rest of my life? No. And so if you ask yourself, like, okay, for me, I had a girl come to me and she was like, Brittany, I'm not motivated. I don't have a why. And I'm like, if I gave you a winning lottery ticket right now and you won $500 million, what would you fix in your life? And she told me all these things. And I said, so why isn't that something that would make you work? So like, I feel like this may be a red thing, but I want to live in a life where I have $500 million. Like I have the biggest house. I have the best outings. I have the best trips and I have the best life and I have everything. You got to find what your ticket would do for you. Like maybe it would give you the opportunity to give back. Maybe it would give you the opportunity to do something that you've never done before that you forgot you wanted to do. Just like you got to think of what would that winning lottery ticket do for you? And then that should make you realize like, oh my gosh, I hate where I'm at right now. Like I may be a presidential diamond. I'm so humble and grateful for what I have, but I want more. Like it makes me mad driving down the lake. We live on Lake Norman. It's like $1 million homes. It's crazy. We live in the, more middle class family, but it's a mile down the road for me. I purposely drive down that road to look at where I'm going to live in 5 years. That is what you need to think of for yourself. You've gotten to where you are. I don't even care if it's you got to executive. That's amazing. Guess what? That's what I did to get to presidential. I just did more of it. So you're at a point now where you've stopped dreaming big, whether because you doubt yourself or you doubt yourself. And you got to stop doubting yourself. You got to see that vision for what you really want when you win that lottery ticket. And if it's not for you, then it's for your family. It's for your kids. It's for that baby you haven't even had yet. You got to think of those things. And for me, that's my advice for you is visualize that and now go out and get it. The same way you reach the rank that you're at now. It's the same thing. Get back on self-development. there's sometimes I have to force myself to hear it, even though I feel like my business is doing great. When I listen to self-development, I feel better. I function better. I do better. I just literally hate getting comfortable because I've been comfortable so many times. And the more that you stay there and you sit there, the worse it's going to get. So you just got to do something. The best thing that I can recommend for you to do is sign a customer. Like sign a customer and sign a customer every single day. That's going to remind you of what you have, what you're made of, what you know, your power of I'm going to do something and ooh, I did it. That's the best feeling in the world is when you challenge yourself. So that's my advice for you is to set a goal tonight, something that scares the crap out of you. And remember what that girl did when she was on fire. How did she feel? You want that feeling again. Think of what she was doing. Think of what she was saying. And if you don't have that team under you anymore, be that team. Visualize that team. Like I was telling a girl today, and I said, pull out a Ruby chart. She said, I'm not even an executive. I said, I don't care. Pull out a Ruby chart. That's where we're going to start. And I believe that like I said earlier, I think everything is planned. I believe, and I feel like I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. I believe that everything is planned. The people that are meant to come into your business are literally waiting for you. If that doesn't get you excited enough to go out and work and find them, and you know you're going to find your rock star team, I don't know. That gets me excited. I don't know about you guys. That gets me so excited is when I pull out a new chart of the new rank that I want to be at, and I know that those people are out there. I just have to put in that work and get them on my chart. Find that team again. Find that thing in this business that makes you feel on top of the world. And for me, that's signing a distributor and helping them bring the best out of them that they didn't even know they had within them. So you just got to find that new goal. Remind yourself of everything in your life right now that you want to fix and improve and dream big. And I love this quote, if your dreams don't motivate you, then maybe your nightmares will. And like I said in the beginning of the Zoom, think of the worst thing happening tomorrow. What are you going to do tonight? But I think self-development is huge. I am statements are everything. And for me, I like to jump up and down and dance. I know that's so random and weird, but I love the energy of dancing and just feeling on top of the world. And that comes with exercising too, that feeling you have after, and you have like the best rap song on, it's got the best remix and the best beat, and you're like dancing and you feel like you can sign anybody. Like that's the feeling you need to find again. And it just starts with signing a customer, making a goal, and taking action, putting people in the system, remembering how you did it years ago or months ago, whatever, and just seeing results. Results is what's going to set your passion on fire again. And that is how you're going to get stronger. And once you do that, you know that you gotten out of that funk before. So it's like you're almost training yourself to like just robotically do it again. And now like anytime anything happens in my business, I know I can overcome it because I've overcome everything else.
Absolutely. And I wanted to add something because I feel like a lot of people would appreciate to hear this, but just in December, so like 6 months ago, I was being paid as a presidential. I hadn't hit ambassador yet. And I was as a presidential, but it was my lowest check of the entire year, my lowest presidential check. And I was struggling like with mental stuff, you know how we get down on our funk, whatever. And I lost the passion, and it was like a make or break situation for me. And I was like, well, how am I gonna, go back up and go ambassador when my checks suck? And like, I was so negative. I got in this negative mindset. And then it was just either, well, I'm not quitting, so I might as well just give it my all. And that's exactly what I did, because inactivity creates fear. But when you are doing the things that you know you do, even if it is going through the motions for the next week or two, you'll get in that habit and you will sign a customer or a distributor, and your passion will come back. And that's exactly what happened, because 3 months later, I got my highest check ever, and it was over 20,000 more than it was in December. And so it doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you feel. You have to give it 100%, and you've got to take action and just get the thing done, because if not, who will? So Yeah, I just had to add that because I mean, we all deal with it. We all struggle with our funks and, you know, our business goes up and down, but you're not going anywhere. So stop thinking that you're going to quit or anything. Just work and just promote because you've done it before. You can do it again. Okay. One last question. Well, really, I just want to ask if there's anything else that you want to add, maybe something for somebody new on here.
What would I tell myself when I was new?
Yeah.
I would tell myself that you are going to do incredible things and you don't even know it yet. And that what happened in your life before you doesn't define the greatness that you can do moving forward. And that just, I don't know, it's getting me kind of emotional. Like, I've been at a point in my life where, like, I just really didn't see anything good or positive. Like, I thought I'd be working at Wendy's for the rest of my life. That's what my dad does. And that's why I told you guys, like, the way they taught me is not how I'm going to teach my family. My dad is still a GM at Wendy's. He's worked there for 25 years. It'd be different if he wants to be there, but he doesn't. And I saw my life ending up just like that. But what's happened so far in your life is just the past. It has nothing to do with your future. And my advice for you is to create your future now, and don't let anybody else tell you how to create your future. Because if you wouldn't trade places with them financially, physically, whatever, you don't want to take advice from them. And, you know, my parents give me advice now and I don't take it. And it's actually helping my life. And I love my parents, don't get me wrong. They would do anything for me and I'd do anything for them. But, you know, there's just some things you don't agree with them on. And, you know, my past doesn't define my future, and it never will. And what's going on right now, I know what's moving forward is going to be so much better than what I'm even living in this very moment. So just create what you want, and just know that the time frame you're putting on that for happening can happen so much faster if you really give it your all. That's another thing I would have told myself, is stop waiting around for somebody to give you the info or tell you to move faster. Like, be that person for yourself now and have self-discipline right away. Because, you know, if you're waiting around for somebody to tell you what to do, you're an employee. Like, you have to be a business owner and have an entrepreneur mindset and go into this knowing, you know, all that work you're going to do is going to pay you on your ambassador check 2 years from now. So that's just what I would tell myself. And I feel like maybe somebody needed to hear that. I'm working on becoming more wise. I feel like I have no wisdom. I want to become more wise. So you ever hear like some people speak like in our company and you're like, oh my God, how do you say all that? And like, how do you know so much? And it's through self-development. That's what I'm working on. And just acknowledge the things that you need to work on and get them done. Like, just get them done, because that's going to make you more money right away.
And you're the only one that can do it. So
exactly.
Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your late night. I know it's almost 11 o'clock there. So thank you so much. You're awesome. I really appreciate it.
I don't mind taking questions. I'm good. So whatever you.
Oh, you're okay with questions?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I saw a couple. How do you stay positive when things happen, or how do you get out of your own head? Well, I guess you kind of answered that a little.
Self-development is key. I just feel like, you know, when you go through so much, you just got to put your foot down and just know, like, to see above the drama, above the negativity, you know?
Yeah, and I think sometimes we get stuck there because we're dwelling on it. You know, like what you continue to dwell on or think about is what's going to continue to happen. And we all do it, but it's just a change of mindset. It's that simple. Okay, I don't see any other questions. If anyone has a question, I'll give you like a minute, not even like 20 seconds to type it so we can ask her. It's getting late over there on the East Coast.
I stay up all night working though. I don't know how you
Go
people wake up
faster
early.
somehow.
I can't wake up early. I stay up late.
We've been getting up at 6 a.m. power hours every morning, some of us, and it's been freaking awesome. Okay, let's see. How to present? Oh, okay, wait. Favorite book you've ever read that had the most impact on your business?
Well, my team's probably laughing right now. All these books behind me, I've read one. I am a book hoarder, and that's another thing. Like I said, I'm trying to work on the wisdom. I just do videos. Like I love listening to self-development. Two people that have changed my life are Jim Rohn and Tony Robbins. So that's what I listen to. And I feel like every time I go to YouTube and I type in those names, I hear the video that I need to hear. It's so weird. It's like you ever like play something that's like, that's exactly what I need to hear. Or like how that girl texted you and like, this is what I need to hear. Like, I feel like when you just go and you type in something, like you're going to find the right thing. And for me, that's just, YouTube works best for me. But I just read this book. I'm so proud of myself. This is the first book I finished in a day. It's like the shortest one too, but I finished it. And that's progress right there, okay? I got all these books sitting here. I have like 10 more in my Amazon cart, but I just finished this. And I gotta say, this book actually changed everything this month. Have you read this?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's called The 4 Color Personalities for MLM. And
I know the colors. I'm a yellow red.
Me too, but red comes first and then yellow. Yeah, so I feel like that's the best combo. Just saying. But you have to have all the colors,
right?
And I feel like this book teaches you how to be all those colors. Or do we have any yellow and reds on here? So you have to be all colors. I think all colors are awesome. You have to adjust to all the colors, but this teaches you how to train all colors. So if you are, Katie was like, what was she? She was like 89% red or something ridiculous and like 3.3 yellow. Like she's just like straight red. So she read this book and she said she had to read the yellow section like 5 times because she didn't get it. And so like it teaches you, like if you're a blue, how to focus on dealing with the red and how to talk their language, how to acknowledge what kind of potential you're talking to. And so that way, like you can then pitch your business opportunity to them in a language that's going to make them understand. So like, for instance, it teaches you to look out for keywords. So I'm at Target and this woman that used to work at Ultra Tan where I tan was now at Target. I was like, oh my God, you're at Target now. You left Ultra Tan. She was like, I couldn't deal with Ultra Tan. It wasn't exciting. I had to come here. I wanted to talk to more people. And she just kept talking and talking to, I knew right away she's a blue. They just want to have fun. They talk so much. They want to be around fun, So I started telling her about the business. I was like, girl, you need to do what I do and make money. She was like, what do you do? And I was like, I make money online. We have so much fun doing it. There's tons of people there. We laugh and we make a ton of money. And so like that was like right away, she was like, give me your number. Like I've never had someone say, give me your number. So now I'm acknowledging like who's standing in front of me or who I'm talking to on social media. And I changed my replies now to each person. So like if someone's asking me about all the facts, I give them the facts. But if I would have told them, how many lives I'm changing and how it pays good and it wouldn't have like mattered to them because they just want to know facts. So this is amazing. It's going to help you sign more people. It's going to help you train your team more. And I used to think color personalities was all about just like, I'm red. Yay. Who's red? Like, I thought it was a cool way to acknowledge like what color you are. So much more than that. Read this book for real. It's $10 on Amazon. You can have it there tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to. I just wrote it down. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay. Angel asked, what are you up working on all night?
So I'll just tell you my schedule throughout the day. I'm just helping my teams like voice texting, answering questions for my newbies, and I take pictures throughout my day and I'll post them throughout my day. I'm always Instagramming my day throughout my day. And then I usually put down my phone for 2 hours for like undivided family time. But at nighttime is when I hustle and I'll send out like 50 messages. I'll do my follow-ups. And I'm always listening to a training video while I'm doing that. And then I usually respond to my polls on my Instagram. I will go to my stories and who viewed my stories today, and I'll swipe up and I'll message and interact and build a relationship with anybody that I've never talked to yet. And then I'll make sure I'm following, I'll make sure I'm adding and just interacting with people on my page. And then I'll usually send out host a post right before I go to bed. So that way I can wake up to people in the morning, and then that's when I usually tell them to post, and they get it up usually around 3 or 4. I don't know why that time works better for me as far as results, and that's what I do every day.
Love it. How do you stay organized?
So I used to take lined paper and staple it together, but I am a slob and I kind of just don't I'm not clean. When I drink coffee, apparently my papers just ended up brown.
Right.
Every time. I got sick of it. So I bought an iPad Pro. And let me show you guys what I do. So shout out to Jade. I feel like she's the one that she could have made a lot of money off of that. I feel like once Jade made her video about how she organizes on this, like 30 people went out and bought an iPad Pro. And then I was like, I'm buying one too. And like literally, yeah, exactly. So I have all these, and then I'll just go ahead and read you guys what this is. So like if you click on this, it'll go ahead and just like open up everything you have saved. But this is where I have my potential distributors. And then I have my customers where I'll go ahead and write their names. I have I have a hundreds list, right? Oops, hold on. I have my stats. So I just log like where my team's at on the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th. So I can compare months. I'm kind of green sometimes. And then I have my to-do list for like my life and my hundreds list. I have my charts and all my team in here. I have my potential customers here. I don't know what that one is. Schedule. What is that? I never clicked that. Close to signing. This is something I do is like when they're close to signing, I actually write them in here. I'm really organized. And then I have my training book and notes. So I write all my notes down when I'm listening to like, say like the It Works events and stuff. And then I have like my fast starts and my cabs. I keep that all in one area too. So that's how I stay organized. But everything I just told you, you can do with paper. So don't buy an iPad Pro if you can't afford one. It's okay. You can do it on paper. I managed to live that way for 3 years.
Yep. And honestly, I prefer paper charts. So I still have paper, but most of it is on my iPad as well. And then I do have a planner out and I just kind of keep track of this. But I mean, whatever works for you, find a way that works for you, you know, pen and paper, iPad, your phone, whatever, but figure it out. You'll get it. Sometimes I feel like I'm not organized at all and it somehow works out. So
exactly.
Okay, let's ask one more question. Let's see. Morgan, the title of that book was 4 Color Personalities for MLM. Okay, let's see. How do you go about training someone for social media who joined but isn't even active on social media? So like pictures, the filters.
Okay. That's like my biggest pet peeve is like when people join and they don't have a Facebook and I'm like, I gotta teach you everything. So I've made training videos so I never have to repeat myself a million times. That's what I did. You've got to find, I feel like this business, as you're growing as a leader, like I had my own YouTube page before I went diamond. I was making training videos. I was acting like a diamond before I went diamond. That's why I went diamond. That's why I'm going to go ambassador, you know? So like I literally just got organized and I said, okay, what does my team need to know? And that way, like you guys, this is so crazy. I literally used to call each distributor and spend an hour on the phone with them, repeating myself. I had a piece of paper that said everything I had to go over. Why didn't I make a video? I don't know. But your time is money. And I think it's important to spend that one-on-one time with people, but it's like I spend that one-on-one time with people like to go over what they learned on the video. So I think that you should, I'm sure Stacy has some kind of videos, and I'm sure like if she doesn't, then, no offense to you, but I would make my own. You know what I mean? That's how I was. I was like, I don't have something, I'll create it. I don't have an opportunity video to send anybody. Okay, let me make one. I don't have this in the team. Like I tell my team, if you don't see something in our team page that could be useful, create it, like, and let's put it in there. For my diamonds and above, of course. But I'm like, if you don't see something, like, tell us what you want in there. Let's make it together. Let's put it up there. So like, that's just what I did, was I got a system so that way I can make more money without more energy, because I did it all at once and did it the right way. So we have a social media academy in our team page where we teach you how to do your bio, how to do your photo, what photos are good, what photos are bad, how to pick your things that you want to be known for, and how to brand yourself, even down to like a video, how to show you how to download Lightroom and get a preset. Like we've done that, and that took so much time and effort, but just focus on the simple things of just like maybe like make something that says like how your profile should be, make like a video or do something. But that's what I did. And I got really organized with it. So that way I could just send it to them. And then they came to me for questions. And then I would be like, okay, go ahead and let me know when your photo's up, or send me your photo and I'll let you know what I think about it. And that way that I'm like hands-on with them, but I'm not spending all my time and energy trying to train them, when I could just make one thing and send it to my whole downline now.
So smart. Yeah, we have videos, but I share a lot of some other top leader videos too. Because if they can do better than me, like I'll just watch this and come to me and ask me.
Yeah. I like to do it all myself, because I want to make sure like when you get what's working for you, like make those videos that you can just send. And like, I can't stand when people are like, I'm doing really good in the business, but I'm afraid to make videos. I'm like, what? Like, I tell all my diamonds, you better have your own trainings and up on YouTube. Like you need to step up into that leadership role, because that makes you feel good, is when you're creating content and your team comes to you and they're like, your video taught me everything. Like that's what I want my diamonds to feel like, right? So for me, that's what I do for like everything, is I make a video and I do what's working for me. And if you know that you're working really well in this business and it's working for you, then don't be afraid or scared to share that with people. Like people want to know what's working for you. And so step into that role where you can make something and have it just be something that helps your whole team. Because if it's helping you, it can help your whole team. Stop doubting yourself. Stop thinking you're not good enough to be the next level that you want to be at. You totally are. You know what I mean? You totally are. So just, once you become amazing at what you do, share it with others in a way that's going to be just duplicatable and easy. So
I love that. Thank you so much again for everything that you've done and said tonight. I know my team definitely loved it. So I keep getting texts. So.
I hope so.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on. It was super cool.
Yeah, of course. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. I will post, Brittany, I will send you the recording as well, but I'll post that on the page, guys. All right.
Okay, awesome. Bye.
Bye.